All right. Can y'all hear me? Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for what I know many of you know is a special lesson. Hey, Jay Brown. So glad to have the legendary Jay Brown with us. George, Ian, Brian, Sleepy, Shauna. Kudos, middle of the night. Brian, if you want to be impressed with anyone, be impressed with Shauna for making it live. It's just really incredible. Hey, Sue. Everyone else who is here, just warming up, get those fingers ready. I hope you'll jump in the chat, even if you haven't yet. Hey, Verona, thanks for saying hi. I think, yes, all the regulars, of course, will know this. For newish folks or folks returning after a spell, maybe it's been a little while since you've been with us live. Just a reminder, if you run into any tech trouble, contact me using one of the private channels, either the support widget or just reply to any of the emails I send you. I will, then I can help out privately. I'll also be here. If I spot anything that's affecting all of us, I'll hop in and we'll always roll with it. All right, I think we're just about ready to go. Oh, I need to start the recording as soon as the recording is active. Hey there, Bill. Glad you could be with us today. Thanks for joining us. All right, recording is active. Welcome back, everyone in the class watching by replay. Okay, while I call our teacher on up to the stage, why doesn't everyone, practice your scales? Because I think we have to sing. I think so. So do whatever warm up you need. All right, Graham, it's coming. You ready? Now, okay. Sean is going to be singing so loud you'll be able to hear it from across the Pacific. Okay. All right, everybody, don't make me do this alone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Graham. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
All right, I think Bill nailed it. I messed it up, but I know Brian hit the harmonies too.
Very nice. Thank you. Everybody, thank you so much. Bajia's just showed me the little video that you guys all put together. Very nice. Thank you so much. That's very kind. What a great bunch of people we've got on this class. Eh?
It sure awesome. Is. And Graham and I were just saying how nice it is to be able to connect faces with the names of friends. Many of you guys we've now known for quite a while. So to be able to actually see you means a lot. I know not everyone who wanted to record was able. So for you guys as well, some folks send in messages saying happy birthday. Other folks, you can leave happy birthday for Graham on the class page. We really appreciate everyone joining us in saying happy birthday to our fantastic teacher.
Thank you. Very kind.
Shall we get to it, Graham? I know we have a fun lesson for today.
Let's hop in. Yeah, I'm gonna get you thinking. Get you thinking. Get you
okay.
Thinking.
All right. Yeah. So that the birthday hats that we distributed before class, those are actually thinking caps. So keep those on. All right. Over to you, Graham. I'll be here to help if I can.
Awesome. All right, everybody. So I wanted to have a conversation. It's kind of difficult, but I really want you to help me out here with all your thoughts on this, about judgment in bridge, and where does that actually fit into your way of playing, of making bidding decisions. So let me just get that screen back. So I'm going to plonk that over there. So I just want us to kind of talk about this as if we were sort of hanging around the living room or campfire or whatever. For you guys, when you're playing, and maybe let's just talk about bidding. Is judgment something, where does it fit in? So I'm going to put how can I draw judgment? I don't know. I'm just going to draw a kind of a weird thing, and I'm going to call that judgment, and I'm going to call this system. And by system, I mean, bidding system and conventions and all the bidding rules and stuff. And we've got to put those, and here's the final decision. Here's some decision. Somehow you've got to put all the stuff you know and learn, and somehow we've got to put it all together and get a decision. So do you think about those system things sort of side by side with judgment? Do you think about that you basically stick to the system, and when you're stuck, then you use judgment to help you with your system thing? Or do you basically not really care about systems and just how does it all work for you guys? Please let me know your thoughts. I know it's a kind of a strange question. This is your judgment. What I'm thinking about is you're about to make a bidding decision and you're not quite sure what to do. Maybe it's some complicated auction. Maybe you're heading off to Slam or something, and you're thinking, how do I get to Slam? All right, that's a very common question, right? How do I get to Slam? So how much are you thinking about system and what's the process? How do you mingle those things together? How do you apply system and judgment at the same time? How does it all work for you guys? And there's definitely not a right or wrong here. I'm just curious about how you guys think about it. And so Jay Brown's saying, I think about concentration to use good judgment. Yep. Sleepy Sean is saying, isn't judgment based on stored experience? And I think that's a really good comment, because when we're talking about judgment, it's not some airy-fairy thing. It's not like I'm saying, we have to go into a trance or something and the universe is going to tell us what to do. Judgment comes from experience, and maybe judgment is something that we can't actually define. Maybe we're not actually able to exactly explain the way we came to a decision, but we somehow sort of know because of our experience or what have you. Linda's saying, bit of both depends on partner. That's interesting, Linda. So Linda's made an interesting comment. Depends on your partner whether you stick to the system or maybe allow yourself to use judgment a bit. That's interesting. What does everyone think about that? That's an interesting comment, Linda. Brian, I think I tend to follow system first, but inevitably get to a challenging decision that requires judgment. Okay. Olivia, I want to know the rules so I communicate correctly, but I often override the rules if I have an instinct about something. Jeanette's saying, starting to use my judgment alongside system. More judgment if the system hasn't given the obvious answer, from Barbara. Row, I'm a sleepy Shauna. When I realize Slam might be on, I start to check my sums. So sleepy Shauna said, isn't judgment based on stored experience? Okay, interesting. Okay, so I'm going to, again, not right or wrong, but I've got my own way I think about this, and see if this makes sense, and we'll see what we can come up with. I get to do the talking, so I'm allowed to talk about the way I think about things, but it's not necessarily right. But it's something I've found works for me. And it kind of goes like this. It kind of goes that I've got a for me, I'm going to call it judgment here, sort of loose thing that can't be defined. I've got a direct link from judgment to decision. So for me, it kind of goes in logical steps. It kind of goes in steps. So I use system in order to help my judgment. And then from my judgment, I make the decision. So this is a little bit odd, perhaps, but it's definitely, the system is only there to support my judgment. My judgment isn't there to help when I have a system problem. I'm not sure what to do. It's not that I suddenly switch to judgment mode. It's always judgment is there, and system is there to help my judgment, not the other way around. Now, the reason that I find this works, and I'm hoping that it'll help you guys sometimes, is that we often get into auctions, especially slam auctions, those long auctions. We get into a situation where we're just stuck. We just don't know what to do. So maybe the bidding's been a diamond, a heart. Actually, I'll put this for north and south. Maybe the bidding's been something like a diamond, a heart, let's say, I don't know, 4 hearts, and south now bids 4 spades. All right, so let's see if we can figure out what this auction means. North has opened a diamond, south has bid a heart, so that's the first bid. 1, south bid a heart, north bid 4 hearts, and south now bid 4 spades. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4th bid. What's going on here? What's that 4 spade bid mean? It's a Q bid, right? First or second round control in spades. Or some people play first round control in spades, but most people I know these days would play that as either first or second round control in spades. Now let's say north bids 5 diamonds. What's that 5 diamond bid show? So that's the 5th bid. What's that 5 diamond bid show? Sean has just made an interesting comment too. I once heard a nursing instructor define a good nurse as someone who has disciplined themselves strictly to follow rules and procedures long enough that they can step outside the rules, while an adequate nurse would never step outside the rules. Interesting. Okay, so north has now bid 5 diamonds. That's another Q bid. But the fact that north has missed out clubs, north had the opportunity to bid 5 clubs, but didn't. North is now saying, I've got first or second round control in diamonds, but I don't have first or second round control in clubs. Now it comes back to south. Now, we don't need to know what the south hand actually is or whether the 5 diamond bid has helped. What I want you to imagine is this situation where you're here, maybe you've made a Q bid or you've made a splinter or something like that, and now you think, well, now what? I'm stuck. I don't know what to do now. I've gone down this path of Q bidding, but now what do I do? Does that sound familiar? It might not even be a slam bidding situation, but I think that we commonly get this in a slam bidding situation where we start going down the technical side of things and then we go, I'm stuck. I just lost. I panic. And I look for some other bid I can make. Does that sound kind of familiar to anyone? Zia and I were talking about it in quite a lot in the second half of last week's video. Okay, well, let's see if we can recognize this situation and see how we got ourselves into this mess of not knowing how to proceed, and how we can get out of it, and so we can start feeling better about things again. So we're stuck. We've made all these technical bids. We're putting into practice all these great things that we've learned, but then we're stuck. So how can we get out of this situation? And it's not always easy. Now, I'm by no means an expert on any of this. What I've read from books and bits and pieces, my understanding is that, sometimes we think about we have two ways of thinking. I know this is very loose. This isn't exactly what really happens, but sometimes we have this let's call it a creative side to us, where we're just following our intuition. And then there's also a very sort of a technical side. Think of the left brain, right brain sort of thing, where we're actually solving a problem and then we're crunching the numbers. And there's two sort of separate ways of thinking about things. Well, my understanding is that the way that our brain works is that when we start doing the if we're doing the arty-farty stuff, so, the creative sort of, expressions of ourselves, and we're drawing a picture or something, or writing a poem, or we're doing something creative, it's really easy to switch modes. We can very quickly say, okay, well, that's fine, but now I've got to solve this maths problem or a bridge problem or whatever it might be. So we knuckle down, and then we do the hard work of crunching the numbers. Then we crunch the numbers, and now we want to go back to that more creative way of thinking. Well, we can't. Well, maybe we can, but it's very difficult for the brain to do that. It's easy for the brain to go into the analytical mode, but once you're in that mode, it's hard to break out of it and go back into the sort of creative way of thinking. Now, I think that this is sometimes what happens when we get into a long auction. So the danger of this auction, I believe, is that once we start going down this technical, putting all the stuff we've learned into practice, because, we want to play this stuff, it's fun and that's really useful and all the rest of it. But then we get to this point, there's no more technical bids available. So now we've got to fall back on we just have to make some judgment decision, but we can't, because our brain says no. Our brain says, no, you are in analytical mode. Our brain won't let us switch again. None of that may be true, but I think it's probably kind of close to what actually happens. How can we avoid that? Well, I try and avoid it by always remembering that my path is system, judgment, bid, or decision. So these bids, a diamond, a heart, a four hearts is a reasonably common, everyone, that's okay. We all understand that auction. When we get into this 4 spade Q bid and the 5 diamond Q bid and all the other stuff, that doesn't mean for me that I've gone into the analytical that I'm going to follow the scientific path to slam. All those bids are doing for me is helping my judgment. So at this point here, when it's my bid, I'm still forcing myself to relax and just feel using experience. It's not just random stuff. I'm trying to use my experience, and I'm trying to use those Q bids to help me judge what to do. Does that make sense? Does that make any sense at all? It's quite a challenge. It is a challenge to keep that way of thinking, but I find it really helps. Now I'm going to give you a hand, an actual hand that I had yesterday I was playing. All right. So I've got a few hands tonight, a couple of hands where we can look at this sort of approach, and hopefully you'll find it helpful. So here you've got 16 high card points and 6 diamonds, 4 spades, 1 heart, and 2 clubs. And your opening bid is, of course, 1 diamond. Let me just put that up there a bit. Now, spoiler alert, this is a hand that worked out well for me, but I was quite pleased with it because of what we've just been talking about. I thought it'd be a good one to skite about. So 1 diamond, west overcalled 1 heart, north my partner bid 1 spade, and east bid 4 hearts. And it's your bid now. Right, so you've opened a diamond, west has overcalled a heart, your partner has bid 1 spade, east has bid 4 hearts, and it's your bid. Now, that 1 spade bid there in the system I'm playing showed a 5-card suit, because if North had a 4-card suit, he would have made a negative double. So we know that North has got 5 or more spades and 6 or more points. Now, I want you to think about your bid here and tell me what you think you might do. No right or wrong answer. Just let me know your thoughts on this hand. How good is this hand? Is it worth bidding to game? Is it worth doing something else? What are we going to do? What do you think? Okay, all bidding 4 spades. What if you thought, so let's look at how good this hand actually is. So Linda said definitely 4 spades. I think 4 spades for sure. I mean, it's only 16 high card points, but we do have a 9-card spade fit. We've got a singleton heart. It's pretty good. So 4 spades is easy. And Linda's saying maybe we're thinking about 6 spades. Yeah, it's pretty good. Brian's saying perhaps too good. Yeah. Might be too good. So what can we, let's look at the good features and the bad features of this hand using all those things we know about. So let's look at the spade suit. Spade suit's pretty good, right? And that queen of spades is going to be a really good card for sure. That queen of spades is going to be really useful. I mean, North's probably got the king of spades, so we probably don't have any spade losers. We're probably going to make 5 spade tricks. Yeah, I mean, partner might have 5 small spades, maybe, but probably not. So we probably got 5 spade tricks. That's a singleton heart. Okay, let's think of the value of the singleton heart here. Singleton is good when we've got a trump fit. Is there anything about this singleton which makes it either better or worse than a singleton might otherwise have been? So you can, some people like to say a singleton's worth 3 points or 4 points or 2 points or whatever. Is it worth more than a normal singleton, or is it worth less than a normal singleton, or is it about the same? I thought it was better than normal. And the reason is that I'm pretty sure we have almost no wasted points in hearts. Look at the fact that West bid hearts and East bid hearts. So East and West have got 10 hearts between them for sure, with likely all the honors. So North, our partner, is only going to have probably a doubleton heart. More importantly, partner's points are likely to be in the other suits. So we're pretty sure partner's got the king of spades. We're pretty sure partner's got the king of spades. And we're pretty sure that partner's got nothing in hearts. Yeah, Kevin, right. So Kevin's saying North has values elsewhere. That 4 heart bid, 1 heart, 4 heart bid tells us that singleton is better than normal. Sleepy Sean is saying, if your singleton was an ace, wouldn't it be more valuable? Well, ace is more valuable than a 2, Sean, yes, but I'd rather have my aces in my long suits than my short suits. So, for example, would I rather have the ace of diamonds or the singleton ace of hearts? Far rather have the ace of diamonds, because the ace of diamonds helps make the queen good. Right. And so we know, North's got at least 6 points. We know he's got the king of spades. We know he's got nothing in hearts. So what else has North got? Give me some cards that North might have here to make up his 6 points. I mean, it might be the jack of spades as well. That's 4. He's got to have something, doesn't he? I mean, North's quite likely to have either the king of diamonds or the king of clubs. It's pretty likely there. All right, so let's just suppose then, let's just give North, we're feeling lucky. So let's give North the king of spades and the king of diamonds. Now let's count our tricks. Just imagine North's got the king of spades and the king of diamonds, and that's it. How many tricks are we likely to make? Well, we're going to make 5 spade tricks. Well, if partner's got the king of diamonds, we're probably making 5 spade tricks and 6 diamond tricks, so that's 11. And ace of clubs is 12. Okay, what if partner's got, say, the king of clubs and that's all? It's not quite so good, is it? The king of diamonds would be better, but the king of clubs would still be pretty good. All right, so now we're thinking, actually, yeah, it's right. I hope you're all getting the idea now that this hand is actually way better than, it's probably too strong for 4 spades, which was what some of you were thinking before as well. Okay, so what? So what do we do then? What can we do to what are we thinking now? Is there nothing we can do, so we just stop on 4 spades, or do we cube it, or blackwood or something, or what can we do here? Any ideas? Brian's going to cube it 5 clubs. Now, we've got a bit of a problem, however. Brian's going to cube it 5 clubs, but just hold on a second. Let's look at this bid up here. If we bid 5 clubs now, what does that auction show? 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, 4 hearts, 5 clubs. What will partner think we've got? Sorry, this is a bit messy here. But what will partner think our hand is if we go 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, 4 hearts, 5 clubs? Is that a cubed, or is that just diamonds and clubs? This is just, this is very messy. Let me, I'm just going to rub this out so we can see that better what I'm talking about here. So the bidding's been 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, 4 hearts, 5 clubs. What would that 5 clubs bid show? That'd be clubs and diamonds, right? We'd be showing we've got both minors by doing that. Partner doesn't know we've got a spade fit. So we can't actually cube it here because we haven't agreed a trump suit yet. What about 5 diamonds? That's the same problem. That would just show diamond suit. So that's not going to work. I like the idea, but it's not going to work. So what else can we do? Any other ideas? Brian's going blackwood or 5 hearts. Yeah, we could bid, let's try blackwood. Let's go 4 no trumps, blackwood, and partner bids 5 clubs showing no aces. Olivia's saying, why not 4 spades? We could bid 4 spades, that would be fine. But maybe we're too strong to bid 4 spades, Olivia. 5 spades, yep, 5 spades might be a good idea, sure. So if we bid 4 no trumps and North bids 5 clubs, telling us no aces, what are we going to do? Yeah, it hasn't helped us, has it? It hasn't helped us. So we can't cube it. We can't bid 4 no trumps because it doesn't actually help us. Let me suggest doing this another way. I don't want to spend forever on this one, but let me just suggest another idea. So this is how I go about things. Remember, I'm going system, decision. So the way I think about it is my judgment is the core thing. And I'm looking, is there any system gadget thing that I can use here to help my judgment? And I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't think of any system thing to help my judgment, which is often the case. So that's fine. I just didn't use any system thing and just used my judgment. And so our auction was 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, 4 hearts, and I just bid 6 spades. Now it doesn't really matter whether this contract made or not. What I'm trying to get to you is that you don't have to make the system thing the dominant way of solving problems. You can make judgment the dominant way of solving problems. And if there is a system thing to help you, yes, use it. But if there's not, nothing's lost, because you're just falling back to the default method of bidding, your default method of decision making that you always do. Now, as it happened, I'm kind of proud to say that 6 spades made 6, and that was a good result for us, because everyone, I believe, was scared, felt naked somehow without having that system stuff available. Play what's in front of you and go with the flow like kayaking. I'm not sure about kayaking, Brian, but yeah, I'll trust you. Okay, so I hope that I hope you can go sort of think about yourself when you're solving a problem. You might not want to do it this way, but if you can when you're in a difficult spot, find an approach that works for you, that you're comfortable with. And then, if nothing else, you find yourself not panicking so much. And that's really the point of all this for me, is to make sure that I don't panic. I always want to say, okay, well, that's cool. I can just go back to having my best guess. Call it a guess if you like. All right, let's have a look at a hand that Mary... Where is that gone now? Mary sent in, and we can see how this works. Share this step instead. Now, I'm not saying we're going to use all judgment on this hand, but I thought it was quite a neat hand to have a look at. Thanks, Mary, for sending this one in. Yeah, we can look at the auction. All right, so this is a problem for North and South. How do you think North and South might go about bidding this hand? East has opened 1 diamond, and South chooses. What would you do if you were South? All right, so East has opened 1 diamond, and you're South. What will you do with the South hand? Linda's going for 1 spade. Seems reasonable. Any other takers? All right, 1 spade. Let's go for 1 spade. Yep, good. Brian's going to double, because Brian thinks he's a bit too strong for 1 spade, and he's going to double first and then maybe bid spades on the second round, because it's a pretty strong hand. So that would be reasonable as well, Brian. I like that. Brian, also maybe a 2 spade jump over call might be okay too, and Verona would double. All right, good. Okay, so we've got three different we've got 3 different possibilities already, and all of them seem fine to me. Either 1 spade or 2 spades or double, any of those might be right. And they're all fine. Let's go with 1 spade, and North now bids 2 diamonds. Now, the way the computer's set up on BBO is that 2 diamond bid there, I believe, shows a spade fit, so a trump fit, and sort of inviting the game. And assuming cubit, yep. All right, so North bids 2 diamonds to show a spade fit. So 3 or more trumps and inviting to game. And it's back to you in the south hand. So what would you do now? Would you accept the invitation to game with the south hand? So would you bid 4 spades now, knowing that North had a spade fit and was inviting you to game? Or would you do something else? And it's a pretty strong hand. We've got, it's what, 14 high card points, but really it's great shape, excellent spade suit. It's big though, isn't it? So you're certainly going to accept the invitation to game. You certainly want to go to game on this hand, knowing partner inviting you to game. So let's go with the option that actually happened. South bids 4 spades. North now bids 5 clubs. What does that 5 club bid show? Can you see the option there? It's been a diamond from East, then 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 4 spades, 5 clubs from North. Now this one is a cubit. Yes, this is a control. Cubit, control, because we've already agreed a trump fit. Good, very good everybody, excellent. That 2 diamond bid showed spades. So when we bid 4 spades, we've definitely got a trump fit. So 5 clubs is indeed a cubit. South bids 5 diamonds, again, which is a cubit. And now North bids 5 spades. What do we think of that 5 spade bid? Yep, 5 diamonds is a cubit also, Brian. First or second round control of diamonds. And now North bids 5 spades. What does that 5 spade bid show? He was looking for a heart control. Right. Good, Shauna. No control in hearts. 5 clubs, 5 diamonds, 5 spades says no control in hearts. But hang on, North does have a control in hearts. So I don't like the auction from North. I think what Mary did in the south hand was quite reasonable, but that North bid of 5 spades seems a bit odd when North's got a singleton heart. So Mary, you did great. Everybody else really good. We're really getting the hang of these auctions, which is great. And I think North let us down there a little bit. Okay, now I want to come back to this hand in just a second, but before we do that, let's play a hand together. And then we're going to tie this up. Oops. All right, pass. Let's play this one together. 1 spade. Yep, we got, what have we got there? 10, 16 high card points, 5 card spade suit. 1 spade, 2 spades from North. What do you think? Are we going to stop in 2 spades? Are we going to bid game, or are we going to invite to game? What would you do with this hand? Brian's going to invite. All right, invite to game. How are we going to invite to game? Okay, Sue's going to invite to game. What would an invitational bid be here? Jay Brown's going straight to 4 spades. That's fair enough, Jay Brown. No argument with that. That's fine. 4 diamonds would be, well, 4 diamonds would commit us to game, Brian. So it wouldn't be an invitational bid. 4 diamonds would say, we're in game. Be no stopping, and 3 spades if we bid 4 diamonds. So there's 2 things we could do here. We could just bid 3 spades, and that would say to North, okay, are you minimum or maximum? But it's not really a very helpful bid. It doesn't really help that much. What we really want, what cards, we know North's got 6 to 9 points or thereabouts. What points would we like North to have? Do we want North to have some club honors? Or do we want North to have some diamond honors? Or do we want North to have some heart honors? Which would be good cards for North? Well, what we do not want North to have, and it's a little bit counterintuitive, but I'm glad you're all saying diamonds and hearts. What we don't want North to have is clubs. We don't want honors in the club suit because they're no good to us. What we really want is honors in the heart suit or something in the Queen of Diamonds, because that helps us. You know, the Queen of Diamonds goes nicely with the Ace King. The King of Hearts, or even the Ace of Hearts, they really help the heart suit. But the King of Clubs is useless. Now, really important here, if we bid 3 diamonds or 3 hearts, these are not Q bids. These are called trial bids. Okay, so a little bit of a difference. A Q bid is when we're heading to slam. A trial bid is when we're thinking about bidding game. So what we're doing here, we don't even have to have first or second round control. So if we bid 3 hearts here, we would be saying to North, I'm interested in going to game, but it would be really helpful if you had some honor or honors in the heart suit. And you could bid 3 diamonds on this hand, that'd be okay. I kind of like 3 hearts myself. So 3 hearts. I know you've got 6 to 9 points, but I'm not interested in the club suit. I really want you to have something in hearts. And Sleepy Sean, a trial bid because we have agreed the trump suit. Yes. So both with trial bids and Q bids, we've got to agree the trump suit first. So North's recognized what we're trying to do here. What do you think North's hand is? What do you expect from the North hand? Yeah, North's going to have something in hearts, which is great. That's exactly what we want. Now, a Queen of Hearts doesn't look so awful. All right, so we're going to lose 2 clubs, and we're going to lose, if we can rough the last diamond. We still got to, we're not out of the woods yet. We still need to not lose a heart trick. So we're going to have to find out who's got the Jack of Hearts. I'm going to leave you this hand to play with. I'm going to leave you this hand to have a fiddle with this week, because I think you can do better than just, you don't just have to guess where the Jack of Hearts is. I think you've got a little bit extra chance there. So I'm going to leave you that one to fiddle with. Okay, so that's a trial bid, and it's used to find out where partner's strength, find out if partner's got strength in some side suit. Trial bids make sort of sense. We've talked about them a little bit before. I know it's a little confusing with trial bids and Q bids. It's the same idea, but a trial bid doesn't have to be first round control. It just says have you got some help in this suit? Okay, back to our drawing board. Back to the drawing board. What's this auction? South bids 1 spade. North bids 2 spades. South bids 3 clubs. North bids 3 spades. And South bids 4 spades. Have a good look at that auction and tell me what on earth is going on here. Has South lost his or her mind, or is, let's go through the bids one by one. So South has opened a spade. What are we talking? I'm talking about long suit trials here, Kevin. If you use short suit trials, that's fine as well. But in these, I'm just talking about long suit trial bids here. All right, 3 clubs is a trial bid, Jay Brown. Awesome. So 3 clubs is a trial bid, which is inviting partner to go to game if partner has got something in the club suit. Awesome. Very good. Good one, Sleepy Shauna. Good one, Jay Brown. And North has said, what does that 3 spade bid from North show? 1 spade, 2 spades, 3 clubs, 3 spades. What does that 3 spade bid show? Right. North is saying, sorry, mate, can't help you. Can't help. Didn't like your 3 club bid. I got nothing in clubs. And now North, so how come, why is it that North has declined the invitation, South invited to game, North declined the invitation, and then South bid game anyway? What's going on there? It just seems like a whole bunch of unnecessary bids. So let's assume South isn't crazy. Yeah, maybe South was just thinking, I'm interested in a slam. If North's got something in clubs, maybe we've got enough to go to slam here. That's quite cute, isn't it? So you can actually use a trial bid when you're thinking about bidding a slam. Anyone ever come across that idea before? So if North had, say, instead of bidding 3 clubs, 3 spades, if North had bid 4 spades, now South can say, oh, hang on, that's awesome. I really love that. And Shauna's saying, instead of asking for aces, well, you can actually still do both, Shauna. So when North, let's say the bidding was 1 spade, 2 spades, 3 clubs, 4 spades, nothing to stop South bidding 4 no trumps now. So it's not an instead of. All these Q bidding, splinters, all that stuff, they're not necessarily replacing 4 no trumps, asking for aces. They're just other ways of getting more information in addition to, right. Okay, let's go back then. Now let's go back to this hand that Mary sent in. And let's have another go at this. Now, I know North wasn't really very helpful. When North bid 5 spades, that wasn't a good bid from North, so we accept that. But I wonder if there's another way we might bid this. So after a diamond, a spade, actually, no, we might do it this way. Sorry. I'm just going to simplify this. Sorry, back to this. So the options being 1 diamond from east, 1 spade from south, 2 diamonds from north. So a diamond, a spade, east is the dealer, a diamond, a spade, pass, 2 diamonds. And the way that, even if you're not familiar with this 2 diamond bid, just go with the flow for now. That 2 diamond bid shows spade support and it's inviting to game. So both north and south know that north-south have a spade fit. So what would it mean now if south bid 3 clubs? It's a trial bid, right? It's a trial bid saying, do you have something in clubs? Because if you do, then I'm interested in going to game. And north, let's say north, let's say north does have something in clubs and north bids 4 spades. North doesn't have to do that. North might bid something else. But if north does bid 4 spades, north would say, yeah, I got something in clubs. That's great. Now what would it mean if south bid, oh, this is getting neat, isn't it? 5 diamonds. 1 spade. I hope you can see this is a bit messy. East bid a diamond. So it's been a diamond, a spade from south, 2 diamonds showing a spade fit, 3 clubs trial bid. Do you have any help in clubs? 4 spades. Yes, I do. I really love that club bid. 5 diamonds. What would 5 diamonds be? Five diamonds is now a control. Yes, 5 diamonds is a Q bid. We use trial bids at the low levels when we're just deciding about game. We use Q bids when we are thinking bidding slam. All right. Good. Now, it's interesting, isn't it? Because normally when we bid 5 diamonds here, we'd be denying first round control or second round control in clubs. But we've already sort of said, I've got clubs. Do you have clubs? And North said, yeah, I've got clubs. So North and South both like their club suit. So someone's going to have first or second round control in clubs when we're not doing this with queens and jacks. So it seems that 5 clubs isn't actually the problem on this hand. So in this case, we can sort of say, well, 5 diamonds doesn't deny club control because we've already found out we like the club suit. So back to our hand, a diamond, a spade from south, 2 diamonds from north, a possibility. I'm not saying it's the only way we can go about this, but one thing that south might choose to do here, rather than bid 4 spades, is to simply make a trial bid of 3 clubs. Brian's talking about the elephant in the room. All right, that's true, Brian, but have a look at how well this auction works. Look at the north and south hands. Imagine after a diamond, a spade overcall, north bids 2 diamonds showing spade support. South starts with a trial bid of 3 clubs. Now, if north says no, it doesn't matter because south's going to bid game anyway. But if south says, do you have help in clubs? And north says, yes, I do have help in clubs. I love the club suit. And now south bids 5 diamonds. Surely north must recognize now that that singleton heart is the last, that's the missing piece of the puzzle. And so perhaps north can bid slam now. Okay, whose head is spinning a little bit? I should have all been easier on your birthday, but we've gone through a lot on my birthday. We've covered a lot. let's just quickly, I don't want to, don't get bogged down or confused or frustrated with all this Q-bitting stuff. What I really wanted to get through to you tonight was that it's when you get into these situations, you need a way of avoiding the panic. And for me, it's saying judgment is first. System is there to help my judgment. And if the system isn't helping, it's fine. I'm not interested in it. Always falling back on my judgment. And as far as long auctions go, I just very quickly, Bajir, you can come on back anytime. I just want to, where's it gone now? I want to share with you what our friend Hasoff said about long auctions. I think this is beautiful. Just going to read it out for you. Tesos. Hi all, says Tesos. Talking about style and preferences, I prefer a short conversation rather than a long one. So I prefer 1 no trump, 3 no trumps type of auction. The reason is probably that when I was a child, telephone lines were few, no mobile, of course, and my father always asked us to be brief on the phone. So, Tesos, you're a kid. So, subconsciously, bids are costly in my mind. For this reason, I don't like slam bidding. And if I had a partner who agreed, I would scrap slam bidding altogether, freeing my mind of all rules and emotions surrounding them. Tesos, isn't that gorgeous? Oh yeah, beautiful.
I just love that. And I definitely, it makes me remember, middle school, high school years, the conversation's going a little bit too long on the phone. And you hear from downstairs, get off the phone.
Yeah. So don't get bogged down with all the qubits and stuff. If you find it tough, it's kind of interesting, but it's not the main thing. Find a way you feel comfortable. Go for it.
Can I grab the chance just to ask about the trial bids? We should have something, but we're just wondering if we want to make sure that our something will be useful if partner also has something, or can we have nothing or not much in the suit that we're trial bidding?
You want to have something. Like a jack's not enough. Jack and 2 little ones aren't enough, because if you've got a jack and 2 little ones and partner's got a queen and 2 little ones, you're probably still going to lose 3 tricks in the suit.
Yeah.
If you had, say, queen jack, then any honor in your partner's hand is really going to be useful.
Right.
Or king jack, or even king 10. Those sorts of.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to spend more time with trial bids, and as is often the case, I've smoke coming out of the ears, but I'm feeling inspired and I want to try putting it all to work. Also, want to remember, as Tezo said, every bid has a cost. So if you can keep it simple, maybe that's the best way.
Indeed. Very good.
Graham, sorry, before we let you go, wrap up your birthday, I realized New Zealand has daylight savings time change this upcoming weekend. So next week's lesson, for all of us outside of New Zealand, double check the start time. I believe for folks, I don't even want to say it right now because I don't want to get it wrong. So just double check the start time for next week after Sunday. I'll send a reminder email just to make sure everyone knows. But just put it in your heads. It's the same time if you're in New Zealand. If you're outside of New Zealand, double check when the lesson starts in your time zone. Okay, that's it.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank you, Graham. Thank you for a special birthday lesson. Thanks for spending this time with us on your birthday. Have a wonderful end of your day.
Thanks so much, everybody. That was so nice. Thank you. See you next week.
Bye, y'all. Happy birthday, Graham. Woo!